Hi, Gopher fans. Corbu Stathes here from the Gopher Radio Network. Happy to introduce you to Shimmy Gray-Miller, one of the newest members of the Gophers coaching staff. Shimmy, welcome to Minnesota. Welcome to being a Golden Gopher. Welcome back to the Big Ten. What drew you to this job?
Well, I mean, you just said it right there. You said it, Corbu. The Big Ten. I'm a Big Ten girl at heart. You know, I'm born and raised in Michigan. Grew up a Michigan State fan. Wasn't good enough apparently to play for Michigan State, or that's what they told me. And then Michigan kind of swooped in at the last minute, and so I became a Wolverine and a Cornhusker. And here's a fun fact: I took 3 official visits in high school. I visited University of Illinois, University of Michigan, and University of Minnesota.
Oh, there you go. So the history with you is long coming here. You finally ended up at the barn.
Yes, it took me a while to figure it out, what the real U of M was all about. But here I am, better late than never. And then the second part of your question, or the second answer that I'll give, is Lindsey Whalen. Obviously, who doesn't know Lindsey Whalen? I remember watching her when she was a player and rooting for her. One of my former players at Nebraska was a teammate of hers for a season with the Lynx. So I watched a lot of Lindsey Whalen, in action as a player. And then you talk to her on the phone. And our first phone conversation was 1 hour and 51 minutes. I don't talk to my mom for an hour and 51 minutes. And, we talked about values and the gold standard and expectations and accountability and discipline and energy. And I was just drawn. I was drawn into whatever it is that she's selling. And that it's not just a sales job. Like, Minnesota's her passion. Like, that's her passion. And she had me about a minute or about an hour, and we didn't have to go a whole hour 51. We could have stopped at an hour and 27 and I was done.
So the final 20 plus minutes.
Yeah. Got a little redundant in those last 30 minutes, but
you didn't want to go. You didn't want to hang up. I understand how that works. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the Big Ten. Obviously, you love it as a conference, but you've coached in all of the Power 5 conferences. Mm-hmm. Do they each have their own identity? And if so, what is the Big Ten's in your mind?
Yeah. I think they do. And this will be a fun debate. If anybody, I love to debate if anybody wants to go at me, but I do. And I think, when I coached 2 different teams, back then it was the Pac-10, but it's more of a finesse. I think it's more of a scores league, ACC. You've got great coaching in the ACC. You're facing a lot of different schemes, like every night. That's one thing that I loved about the ACC, the coaches there. You've got the grind it out. He's going to call every play at North Carolina State, or you've got, the zone, the 2-3 zone, and just shooting a lot of threes at Syracuse. You've got Coach Butler at Clemson, where I just came from, who's going to press you full court. So you're just facing, it's more strategic in the ACC. SEC, athletes, and then the Big Ten, it's like, you're grinding. It's tough, it's physical. And I love that. I thrived in that as a player, and I love recruiting those kind of kids. I love recruiting Midwestern kids. It's just, they're just built different, so I do. And it's kind of like what I said about Lindsey. Like, it's not just fluff. Like, she's a Golden Gopher. So whatever she's telling you about Minnesota, she believes. And so whatever I'm telling you about the Big Ten, I believe that. I do believe that the Big Ten is the best conference when you take into consideration the combination of athletics and academics and location and cities in the country.
Yeah, it is a great conference to travel in. The support amongst all of the schools. I've been in a couple other conferences myself. It's tough to beat the Big Ten in terms of support and just that belief in women's basketball overall.
Absolutely. I mean, what they were doing with the Big Ten network, that was the model, for the ACC network, that, SEC, Pac-12, whatever it is that they're trying to do out there. A Big Ten network, we were doing that, years ago, promoting and putting women's basketball on a higher standard or higher level.
So you're going to be working with the post players, correct?
Yes, that is the plan.
What are you looking for in a post player? What makes a good post player?
Good hands, good feet, being a two-handed player, two-shoulder player, two-foot player. Like I don't, I'm always looking like, can she score from both blocks with both hands? That's important to me. Finishing is so important to me. I went to a WNBA game last night and I was like sitting in the stands as a fan, but I'm still getting angry every time a post player like blew a layup. Being a great screener. I like energy with my post players. You give me a post player with a high motor, and we can do a lot. I can do a lot. I have very little tolerance for low motor post players. You just fall into that stereotype of, just the lazy big kid. I hate that. But hands, being able to finish, being able to rebound, being a great screener. And I don't like to call it rim running. I like to call it rim sprinting. We're going to sprint the floor, create opportunities for yourself.
And really, the post position has changed a lot, especially over the last, 5-10 years, hasn't it?
Well, it's kind of like all rappers want to be athletes, all athletes want to be rappers, all big girls want to be guards. So I love a post player who is okay with being a post player. I love a big girl who's okay with being a big girl, but we're going to, add some versatility to you so that you're able to step out and, pick and pop, maybe knock down a trail three. I have no problem with that. So you're right. The post player, it's evolving. I'm not ready to concede yet. And I'm not ready to get rid of post play yet. But I definitely want some versatility with our big kids.
All right, you ready for the lightning round? The official welcome to Minnesota lightning round? Okay, here we go. There are no wrong answers unless I tell you there's one. Okay, here we go. Lightning round. First one, favorite food?
Vegan Thai food.
Did not expect that answer, but that sounds good. Are you totally vegan?
I am totally vegan, yes.
How long?
So I'm about a little under 2 years with vegan. Before that, I was pescatarian for 10 years. So it wasn't much of an adjustment to me. I just had to get rid of fish and dairy. So
there you go. Yeah. All right. And you look great. You look healthy. So obviously it's working for you.
Thank you.
All right. Favorite music?
Ooh, blues.
Blues. There's some, oh man. Who's your favorite artist within that?
Goodness, I'm gonna go old school. I've got to go BB, like old school, maybe Ella, Billie Holiday.
Yeah, those are pretty good selections. Tough to go wrong with those.
Yeah.
Favorite thing to do in your free time?
Read.
Favorite book, or what book are you reading right now?
I currently am reading John Thompson's I Came as a Shadow, his autobiography.
Are you a nonfiction reader or fiction, a combination?
No, I am nonfiction. I'm not much of a fiction reader. I love autobiographies.
Yeah, strictly reality for Shimmy Gray-Miller.
Yes.
Okay. Your favorite basketball player?
Cheryl Miller.
That was a pretty good one. So far, I like all of your selections.
Thank you.
Okay, now this is the big one. This is probably going to switch. This is going to send us one way or the other in terms of our relationship. Thing in Minnesota you're most excited to see now that you're a resident?
One of those 10,000 lakes. One of them.
That wins, yes. And you'll trip over one accidentally.
No, actually, Paisley. Is it Paisley?
Paisley Park.
Yes, Paisley Park. Yes. And Coach Whalen said that she would take me there.
See, that's how she got you, isn't it?
Yeah. That, and she promised me a parka. I
don't have a winter
coat. I don't have a winter coat. So.
Well, we'll get you a maroon one. I can promise you that.
Thank you.
Shimmy, welcome to Minnesota. So great to have you on board. Looking forward to working with you all season long.
Same here, Corbu. Thank you very much.